Damn it. I did it again.
Like every other time.
Every other one. Gosh dang it. Well, it's a good thing you didn't hear me because I started cussing.
Give you a recap. October flying by.
Start over. Take 2. Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Fleece. We're that guy. Mother of that guy.
My goodness. What was I saying about being October 24th, Sunday evening, 8 o'clock? And this month is flying by. Next week already is Halloween. My goodness. Time is flying. Does anybody feel like the days drag, but the years fly? What?
True.
Get with it. My goodness. One thing, thank you for that little comment there, Sheree. It reminded me that on Saturday morning, 6:30 p.m., starting next Saturday, I'm starting this Zoom, spiritual Zoom. If you guys want to, I will drop the link. Jump in. It's going to be a Bible study. If you don't like the Bible, it's all right. If you want to come and check it out, that's good too. If not, if you do, whatever. But it's out there and it's going to be available to everybody. But it's going to be an early morning thing. And it's a spiritual connection of the way that I work with my higher power. And that's what we do. So that's next Saturday at 6:30. Tonight, we are going to go through this article about 5 myths about socializing sober. We're going to hit a bunch of the comments and questions in the Discord, and then we're going to jump into our book, Staying Sober, and get back on track with the process of relapse. It's a process that goes through your mind, your body, your relationships before you actually start using the substance of choice. And so we're going to check all that out. We've had an awesome week this week. Our local program is growing. We are expanding out here. We're actually looking at putting a meeting in Brigham City under our name, which is still out there, lifted up to prayer for us. Everybody keep praying for us, and thank you for those who are praying for us. Another thing, last week we had a challenge. Do something nice for somebody and don't tell nobody. Don't tell us if you did it or not. I don't care.
I tell you, but
I do care. But I just want you to self-reflect right now. Did you meet that challenge? Last week, did you do something for somebody nice and not tell nobody? Don't let us know. This is just for you to sit and think about while we are here live. And I hope you did. I really hope you did. I know I did. Oh, shit. I just told everybody. Fail. I just got sniped by the ego. Pow!
Rewind.
And if you are here local in Utah and you haven't checked out 801 Tag, you have to. It's laser tag. It's legit. Tactical laser tag. This isn't cheesy toads. This isn't that 90s back in the day when you couldn't get your batteries to work and wondering what the hell's really going on. This is legit tactical black ops laser tag. Like obstacle courses, inside, outside buildings. Like I can't even describe. We did it 2 nights in a row. Unbelievable.
And they do a Halloween theme where she dresses up like Mike Myers and they turn on the Mike Myers music and she comes out of nowhere and stabs you with a knife.
Mike Myers is a juggernaut while the 2 teams are fighting.
Pretty nuts. A little awesome. Terrifying.
Shout out to 801 Tag here, local Utah in Willard.
Yes.
Gotta see it. If you guys ever come to Utah and are looking for the last reason why to come to Utah to hang out with us, that's it right there. You come to Utah, we're going to play laser tag.
Yep.
Oh, look at Sheree telling on herself too. Bam. That's okay. We can all say if we met the challenge here. I think it's okay to give me a thumbs up if you did it. Remain quiet if you didn't. And if you did, you don't have to say what you did, to who you did, whatever you did. Just, yeah, I met the challenge. And this week we will come up with a new challenge as this show evolves.
Yes. Jeanette and Alan, you need to come visit as soon as possible to play laser tag.
That would be awesome.
Camp in our front yard.
Heck yeah, go Dodgers. Those guys are really kicking. Oh, wait a minute. Won't be seeing them in the World Series. What a waste of a game, them Dodgers accidentally beating the Giants. The Giants would have beat the Braves. There's no doubt about it.
Fake check swing.
Fake check swing. Anyway, I'm going to sit back for a second. Let Fleece say hello to everybody in the chat.
Yay!
Don't forget to share this out, y'all. Hashtag share squad.
Yes. Thank you, Petey, for
go sports ball.
Always shouting us out. First, we have Bradley Kendall. Hello, my good sir. Amanda Cook in the house, sober singer. We got Nicole Brower.
What's up?
I'm glad you were able to find a bottle of Aleve. Always helpful.
Relieved for the Aleve.
What's up, Desmond? Cherie, love you. Lori Trujillo is doing well. We're doing well. Nicole Rolo is here.
What's up, Nicole?
Evening, everyone. Hope you are all having a great day in recovery. You know it, girl. Jim Hartley, love seeing you here. What's up, big brother?
Why don't you grab a chair, bud?
You're not late. You're just on time, bud. We're just starting. Who else? Brandon B. Young. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, what's up, Brandon? Thank you.
Loves the intro.
Thank you.
Up, nobody can hear us. We got Debbie Tucker.
welcome to the
What's
show.
up, Geesh? Hey. Jeanette, come to my house. You and Alan and your cute baby. Sarah Schaefer. I thought it was me. Why I couldn't hear. Not you. All us. Sup, Teeter?
Shut up, Teeter. We're in the United States.
You're not. Sup, Tracy? Good evening, tribe. Yes, spiritual Zoom.
Tracy!
Hey, are we going to see you Monday? Are you going to be back?
Yeah, she'll be back Monday.
Sweet. And Petey, always with the share squad.
Thank you, Petey.
Facebook, share us out.
Share us out, y'all.
Never know who needs to hear a message today from the one and only Leonard Weaver.
And our Twitch watcher, thanks for showing up.
Amelia, what is up? Tracy says, hi, Linky. What's up, Mark? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Markalicious. He's been hiding in digital bushes.
You've been in
for
the
a while.
bushes.
That dude's always on his phone. He was, supporting people all the time in recovery. He needs a break, too. He's human. Believe it or not, Merc is a human.
Is he?
I don't know.
Superhuman?
I've heard he is a human, but I'm really not sure. It's still a myth. I don't even know if Merc exists. Is he a real guy?
Merc might be an alien.
He might be an alien. That's a good question.
Oh, yeah. LT and Alan sleep outside. We get the good beds. Got
Down with that.
Got it. What's up, Cody? Been a minute.
Hey, Cody, what's
But
up,
like
brother?
herpes, I'm back. Full circle.
Good
What
to
up,
see you, brother?
Jess?
Hey, Jess.
I was looking at your feet picture. I was like, do I know this Jess? Because the 801 tag chick, Jessica, that's her name.
Those are
Amazing.
just feet. You can't tell nothing by feet.
We'll never know.
Just feet in your profile. Must have
LT,
been a nice
check
day.
your phone. Brad,
Brad,
you always got to text LT.
why you
during
gotta
the
be
show.
weird?
Check your phone. Check your phone.
bro. Look, I lit a fire. Wow. I'm like sitting by a fire. Check me out. My name's Brad. Should we show everybody Brad's picture he sent me?
Yes. You gotta share it to the.
Share it to the world.
There's Brad for y'all.
You gotta put it on the thing.
I'll decide.
El Teeter time. Because he lives in
El Teeter time. I like
the
that.
New Mexico, not the old Mexico.
Part human. Amelia says, "You're funny, Cody." Tyler Merkton. Yes.
Yeah, first rule
love
of Fight
it.
Club.
Is it not in your face?
That's awesome.
That is not in your face.
Oh, read it, you douche, she says.
Merc is the realist.
Brad says, my life right now. Sober people can still enjoy campfire, coffee, and an RA live in sobriety. Hell yeah. That's good stuff, brother. Nothing like a great fire by just chilling in the evening, dude. I love it.
It's a spot on impression of Brad.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I'm glad you're out of the digital bushes there, Jess.
Yeah.
It's nice to see your feet.
Just for a minute. That's awesome. All right, let's get into 5 myths about socializing and sobriety. Do people have a hard time right now?
Hi, Marilyn.
Raise your hand. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me how you feel in social situations now sober, right? For me, for example, when I was drinking for that 5 years, I didn't leave the house without taking a few shots, having my ready to go cup hidden, in some probably one of those ice drinks, half vodka, half pink lemonade, right? And then the bottle under the seat in the truck or something. So I could, I got to go out to the truck and then slam a few shots and then sip that during the whatever activity, whether it be these guys at school, a baseball game, watching my kid play. Pretty sure I coached his drunk before. I couldn't go nowhere without drinking. And man, going to the friend's house, going to her mom's. It's like, well, I got to get liquored up. Got to do this before I can enjoy it because I can't have fun and I won't enjoy this being drunk or unless I'm drunk. And so we're going to look at 5 myths about socializing that are completely wrong. And this article is coming from Sober Nation once again, man. These guys have some awesome articles, and here is the link to that article we're about to get down. It says there's a common fear among those in early recovery that after becoming sober, they will no longer have a social life.
What?
Whether it's going out with friends, after work events, weddings, baseball games, or holiday get-togethers, we live in a culture where being around alcohol is hard to avoid.
Wait. I want to add something to that first sentence. The opposite of addiction is connection.
Opposite of addiction is connection, like he says. For many, using alcohol was also the way to navigate these social situations, right? Anxious or nervous about meeting new people in a large crowd? Pour a little liquid courage in you. You can't dance? Have another glass of wine, right? Drinking served as a security blanket, a way to ease into uncomfortable situations without feeling self-conscious. Been there, done that. Oh, let me get some drinks in me, then I'll go tear that dance floor up until I break a flop sweat. I've done that a lot. Socializing and sobriety can be challenging at the beginning, and it can be difficult to imagine a world where you are able to make it through a social gathering without alcohol by your side. And this could be your drug of choice too. Replace that with alcohol. While it is normal to be apprehensive after making a major change like quitting drinking, right? Being sober or clean. Being sober and clean can actually improve the connections you make with others and allow you to have a more meaningful, richer social life. This is so true. Get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the mask, get rid of the fakeness, be vulnerable, as we're about to read, and it's going to increase and make your life better. So we're going to look at 5 myths. A lot of times people think, oh, let me go to this situation. No, I can't go there because everybody drinks. Everybody drinks wherever I go. If I go to a baseball game, everybody's drinking. If I go hang out at the families, everybody's drinking. If I go to a concert, everybody's drinking, right? That's a myth. 30% of American adults don't drink at all. About 30% of the people in the world, in America, don't drink. Another 30%, so now we're climbing up to the 60 percentile, on average, drink less than a drink a week. Right? 1 beer a week, maybe, right? Not alcoholics, maybe drink a half a beer with dinner, and that's about it. So you got 60% of Americans right now that either don't drink or hardly ever drink. While it may seem, and to us addicts, because that's all we think about, it may seem that everybody's drinking at a social event. That's usually not true. When you're an active drinker, it is easy to believe that you will be the odd man out if you were sober on a Friday night. But that's because you may have built your social circle around friends who share similar lifestyles. Look at your friends and we'll tell you who you are, right? Your bird of a feather flocks together. If all your friends do is drink every time they go out and that's who you're hanging out with, obviously it's going to seem like everybody around you is drinking. So you may need to get some new friends. But it's not true. Not everybody drinks at social events. Number 2, you may think, I need to drink to have fun. That's false. That's a false claim you tell yourself so that you will drink because you think that during your drinking, you're actually having fun. Try this experiment. Think about, this is an awesome experiment. Okay, everybody stop, listen. Think about the last event that you had a really great time at. Now, was this because of alcohol or was it because of the friends you spent time with and the connections that you made? Was it the alcohol that was fun or was it the friends and the connections? Now think about the times you went out and you had ruined your night, right? You went out to party, you would go out to have a good time and your night was completely ruined. Alcohol is usually involved when that happens. How many times have you gotten sick after having one too many? How many nights do you have trouble remembering? Or those drinking episodes where you said something or did something that you later regretted? Now, socializing with alcohol or without alcohol in that context sounds a lot more fun, right? With the alcohol and the ruined nights, the regrets, the bad decisions, the hangovers, the sickness, that doesn't sound like fun at all. Number 3, you can't loosen up without a drink. Somebody texting us?
I see.
You can't loosen up without a drink. That's a myth. We believe we need alcohol to relax and to be ourselves. Alcohol may feel like liquid armor. 10-foot tall, bulletproof. Tequila, thank you, right? But when you constantly rely on drinking to be social, you're actually not the authentic you. You are not being yourself, right? To make real connections with other people, you need to be open. You need to be honest. And you need to be vulnerable. That makes us human. When you're drinking, you can't do that. You can't walk confidently into a social situation with a strong sense of who you are and what you value. Give yourself permission to be yourself with all your anxieties, with all your insecurities and everything. The real you. Walk into a situation, the real you, and learn to handle it. You'll figure it out.
That's true. Oh,
We'll figure it out.
I'll show you.
Anything? Thank you, Sean Leary. You are the man.
Bobby's got us on the big screen.
Sweet. Bobby, shout out to the Bobby.
Look, now you're on our screen on the big screen.
Sean, thank you so much for the support. Anything donated to us goes to helping our local program and sponsoring somebody through our relapse prevention program here in Utah.
Yeah, if you'd like to be a regular donor,
all this digital
I'll drop a
stuff
link.
you're seeing going on. All right, so maybe you're going to go out and you feel awkward that people are going to look at you funny because you're not drinking, right? Alcohol, the only drug you have to justify why you don't use. All right? Y'all heard that before. You will always be much more self-conscious about your sobriety than everybody else around you. You may be concerned. You'll face questions of why you're not drinking that may feel like you're being interrogated, right? Or you're under bright lights. But most people will not notice or care. Most people don't care about what other people are doing. They only care about what other people think that they're doing. They're not thinking about like, oh, I'm thinking about that person. No, they're thinking about, most people, even us, are guilty of this. What is that person thinking about me? That's all we care about. When that person's thinking the same thing, what's that person thinking about me? You know, that's how selfish we are, even outside of addiction. If you are feeling interrogated, if people are coming up and asking you, why aren't you drinking? All you can say is, I don't drink. That's it. You don't have to explain yourself. What are you going to explain? I don't drink. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
It's true. Anybody
that doesn't respect that decision, that doesn't reflect on you, that reflects on them. And when we're talking about true friends, a type of person that's going to judge and pressure you into doing something that you choose that you don't want to do is not a real friend. A real friend is going to understand and support your choice to stay sober. Right?
I had to say that a lot. I've never had anybody like try and make me drink.
Except me.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't drink.
I'm like you do tonight. That happened a couple times.
Like one time.
One time you got tipsy. I got fleeced drunk, y'all. On our anniversary, we went and rented a hotel room. I said, there's 3 bottles of wine, and we ain't going to leave any behind.
I think one of the first times we hung out, we were like smashed, not trying to play the drums and couldn't even sit up.
Oh, yeah. At Steve's house, my drums.
That's like the 2 times.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm like, I'm drinking. Nobody really pushed it.
Yeah. No, nobody cares.
Not a big deal. And then you just go about your night having fun.
And this is going to obviously have a disclaimer about high-risk situations and where you're at in your sobriety. And then I'll kind of give you a cap of where I am in my sobriety as far as hanging out in situations where alcohol is involved. So maybe you're thinking I'm the only one who is
Teeter.
What? Thank you, Tracy.
Smashed. What? I don't like it.
Can anybody imagine Fleece all drunk?
What happens is I do this.
She tips over.
That's why I don't like it.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Alcohol is the devil. And Jim says his story proves it. Jim's got an awesome story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here, brother. All right. So are you the only one who feels apprehensive? Oh my gosh, I can't go out and do this. I'm scared. You're not, okay? Whatever fears you have about going into social gatherings sober, I can guarantee you, 100% of the people out there share the same stuff, right? They've just learned to cope with it, or they've managed to break that barrier down where they don't feel that anymore. It's similar to public speaking. I've noticed in my life, I'm 42 years old and I've done a lot of different type of public speaking, right? Whether you're sitting in a conference room, having a meeting, and all eyes are on you as you're reporting whatever you're reporting in a business type environment, right? Or maybe you're sitting in a group therapy and you're talking and everybody's watching you. There's that type of public speaking. There's a type of public speaking where you come on and you get interviewed on TV or something, or maybe you're just like what we're doing right here, live stream, or maybe you're at the local Salvation Army and you're given the message before they go eat. That's what they do here at this Salvation Army, is they all gather into a room in rows of chairs. You're at a pulpit type thing, right? And you're speaking to the crowd. There's that type of public speaking. And then there's the public speaking where you walk onto a stage at an amphitheater with a microphone and you hear your own voice being amplified. And, all of them are different levels of anxiety and adrenaline rushes, right? But every time you do that, you grow. And so stepping into those areas, putting yourself out there and doing something you've never done before, and just get out there and do it. I remember the first time I did public speaking. I got up, I was intellectually intimidated, right? I've always been intellectually intimidated, and God's kind of pulled me through this whole circle of life to break that out of me. So I'm like 28 years old. I'm a felon. I've only been off probation like 2 years. I got a burglary, a felony. I'm doing construction. I don't even have a high school diploma. I've already been through a divorce, so I'm just feeling like this big old piece of crap. And these guys let me at this church get up and try to public speak. And so I get up there and I'm getting ready to teach, and all of a sudden the adrenaline rush hits me and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Tunnel vision starts happening as I'm trying to do my opening lines, right? And I'm like, my teeth get all stuck out like I'm looking like fireman freaking Jim Carrey guy.
What's his name?
Fireman
Bill.
I grab the sides of this thing and I'm like tipping over. And I'm watching the audience and they're looking at me like, whoa, and then like some nice guy goes, grabs me a thing of water. And so after that, I had to set myself up to public speak.
Fire Marshal Bill.
That's right. And I had to go do my little ceremony. I walk up, I take my coat off, I open my water. I always make sure I have water now, no matter what. Man, that cottonmouth got me bad. But that's the apprehension of learning to live sober, right? You have to get out there and you have to experience it. And when you experience it, guess what you're not doing? You're not thinking about whether you want to use or not. You're just thinking about navigating this situation. And during that navigation, you are learning and growing and becoming a better person for it. So whatever fears you have about it, other people have. It's completely normal to be nervous when you're doing something for the first time, but get out there and do it. But there's a growing number of groups. Check this out, you guys. This internet has a cool thing called Meetup, and it's not some stupid dating app, right?
Sure.
It's a place you can meet like-minded individuals that are into what you like to do and meet up with them, right? You could go play kickball or do some cooking or, and all this stuff is built around sobriety. There are even sober bars popping up in major cities across the country where you can be social without the pressure of drinking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you just hang out. If you take some time to look, and this is going to kind of go towards one of the questions in the Discord that we're about to get to. If you take the time to look, you need to find people, and you will find the right people to hang out with that are going to keep you in a better recovery mindset, right? Socializing and sobriety without alcohol can feel a little like getting your legs after being at sea. After all, you might still be figuring out how to manage cravings, to drink, and creating healthy boundaries with your friends that prioritize your sobriety. You are also still finding out who you are and what you want without drinking. Who you are and what you want without drinking. That's the design of our relapse prevention program and the things I want to push you to do.
Yeah.
We don't know who we were growing up, or just figuring life out. And then all of a sudden we get in this addiction and we just became this mindless addict, right? Going after the drug. That's the only thing we thought about. Our whole life was set up with devices to keep us using. Come out of addiction. What do I even like? Go out and try a bunch of new stuff. Go try painting. Go try doing 100-yard dash and seeing if you can beat your time. Do it like every Saturday for a month and see by the fourth Saturday if you can beat your time in the 100-yard dash. I don't know if that's something you'd like. Maybe you will. Maybe the next thing you try is going to be your passion. You don't know that either. Or maybe you're going to hate it and then don't do it again. Try something new. Continue to try new things all the time. Figure out what you like, right? You're still finding out who you are and what you want without drinking. or using drugs. For that reason, it is important, okay? And to be mindful not to rush into situations where drugs and alcohol are present. Do not put yourself in a high-risk situation, okay? Go find these sober places to hang out with. And if you want to go to a baseball game, if you want to go to a concert or anything like that where there is going to be alcohol, surround yourself with some sober buddies that enjoy that type of stuff. Sober. That's what we did the last couple of baseball games we've been to. We go hang out with our sober friends. No drinking. I see people drinking, and it don't bother me no more. I went to my sister's wedding. Everybody was drinking, but it doesn't bother me no more because that is the lifestyle I do not want. I watched them all just stumbling around by the end of the night, and I'm like, you know what? I can get in my truck, I can leave, and I don't have to worry about cops. I don't have to worry about crashing this thing and getting in trouble. You know, I don't have to worry about tomorrow. And the next day, we woke up early, went on a hike, and I felt great. And I love feeling great.
You still got out there and danced and had fun.
Yeah, I still did dancing and all kinds of stuff. And after time, you're going to find out that socializing in sobriety isn't that scary. Facing social situations without alcohol, along with the uncomfortable emotions that may come along, means you're walking into your life with authenticity and confidence. That's what's another part. You have to start understanding what you need to build in your character that you've lost in addiction. And authenticity and confidence are two things I guarantee we're lacking with our low self-esteems, our worrying about who's judging us because of the things we've done in our past. And that's what working a good program is, right? That's what the 12 steps are. The first step is the only step that mentions alcohol and drugs. The rest of them are how you live sober. And going through that stuff is how you're going to get there. On top, honestly, once you get into the life of sobriety, you're going to find that you have better friendships and stronger connections with those around you. When you find your tribe, you're going to find that it's a stronger, more trustworthy, more loving connection than anything you had in your drug use or alcohol use. Felice's turn to talk.
Bobby says, boundaries didn't help me. Vulnerability didn't help me. But vulnerability plus boundaries equals confidence in my experience. I feel like when you wrote that is not exactly how I said it. But I like that. It's very good. Yeah, smash that like button. Soda, diet Dr. Pepper. Delicious. Questions about Cassie.
Oh,
I know PD reached out to her, but do you have an update?
We got some cool updates on Cassie. So Cassie's my loving first cousin, my only cousin on my Weaver side of the family, right? Her brother, Darren, who's my cousin also, obviously, has been battling heroin. Very bad addiction with heroin, okay? Very bad. Completely homeless. Nothing. The only thing his life revolves around is hiding in the streets of Vegas, hiding on the outskirts of Vegas in homeless camps, doing heroin. He told Cassie that unless he dies or goes to prison, he cannot quit and will not quit. Cassie calls me the other night. Praise God. Our prayers have been answered. Darren's been in jail since July. So my cousin is currently in jail in Las Vegas right now. He's been there since July. He's over the dope sick. He's over the cravings. He's not the cravings, obviously, but he's over the sick part of heroin, right? He's back on track as far as like getting his physical strength back. He was about to get sentenced to about 5 years in prison. The judge said, look, we're going to give you a chance to go through this 1-year program. And if you complete this program, you know how it is, drop stuff and you can go on your life without having to go to prison. So he's in jail right now. He's got a friend there who's same mindset in jail. They're getting up, they're working out, they stop drinking soda, they're trying to stay healthy. He's made a pact with himself that every time he stands up, he says, I'm going to finish this program. He gets up to go to the bathroom, he gets up to walk over here, every time he stands up, he says, I'm going to finish this program. That being said, we're trying to connect a call to where Darren and Cassie can come on our show live.
That'd be cool.
And we're going to hear Darren's story. Not only are we going to hear Darren's story, but every Sunday or every other Sunday, however this evolves, we are going to follow his journey through this program with Cassie helping with the video in Las Vegas, right? So we're going to follow Darren. So everybody, please keep Darren, Las Vegas, my cousin, in your prayers, who is now clean and sober. Thank God to jail, which is jail's not a, people's like, oh, my buddy went to jail. I'm like, good.
It's not a
Great place to be, really. You know, three cots and a hut, as they like to say. And you ain't doing drugs in jail, not right away anyway. And to do drugs in jail is
contact the warden.
Yeah.
Sweet. That'd be awesome. Miss Cassie. Boom. Love this. Definitely a blessing in disguise. Is it even in disguise? Just a blessing. Thanks, Petey. Awesome news on Darren. Keep it coming, brother. We recover better together. Tracy Tribe. That is awesomeness news. LT answered prayer. Yes, for sure. And Jim's got a quote. He says, take addiction out of your life before addiction takes the life out of you. Very true. And Link would like to know if you want a joke or a quote first.
First of 3 wins.
First of 3 wins. Three hots and cots. Happy. Makes me think of Christian Bale's character in The Fighter. Good story arc. Oh, shoot. What did I do? That was weird. Both. Joke.
both, Linky.
Jeanette says that's an awesome idea. Keeps him accountable.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
Tierson's joke. Okay. How does the rabbi make coffee? He brews it.
Hebrews.
Hebrew.
The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Dalai
Lama.
That's a cool name.
The purpose of our life is to be happy. Joy, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joy.
I agree.
I was listening to anything about joy today. It was pretty good.
Anybody know what time it is? The Discord question of the day comes from right now. No one. He says, why is sober life better?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Why is sober life better? Man, start dropping the comments, everybody. Why is sober life better for you? And you can only answer this experientially through what I've done, right? Why is my sober life better? I walk into any situation, whether I go to the grocery store, gas station, a job interview, a group therapy session, a baseball game, a concert. I walk into my living room by myself. I get out of bed. I am happy, I'm strong, and I'm confident. I have nothing to fear. I'm not worried about what people smell on me, or if I'm guilty, or if I did anything bad yesterday, I need to apologize for today because I couldn't control myself. I'm not worried about where am I going to get my next bag or my next sack, or am I going to be sick tomorrow? Am I going to use just 3/4 of what I bought today so that tomorrow morning when I come out of my fog, I can use this just enough to get me by while I'm driving around trying to figure out how to get more. Screw that. It's freedom. Life sober is freedom. I've never gone without as far as not having to have drugs or alcohol. But as soon as I become a drug addict, whether it was the 3 times in my life, my 3 addictions, meth, weed, and alcohol, I've always had to go without. Right? Ah, crap, it's Utah. Saturday night, I drank my full bottle of whiskey. Sunday, they don't have the liquor store open. I have to go without, but I have to try to make do with crappy Utah beer. You know, or dang it, I'm out of weed and I got to go to work today and nobody has any weed around and I can't work without getting high. And then the meth game, right? You just constantly got to be smoking the pipe. You constantly got to be sniffing lines, or you just, that's meth. Always running out and always chasing and chasing and chasing. Screw that. Sober life is better. Relationships are better. Attitudes are better. My health, my skin. I can go play with my kids. We went and did laser tag. I ran around for an hour and had a great time. If I was still drinking and tried to go do that one night, I would have made it through maybe a game and a half before I was too sweaty, too stinky, and had to sit and rest. And I probably would have been drinking, taking shots in the middle of everything, and just wouldn't have had fun. I probably would have been belligerent and probably pushing people, broke a gun, Sober life is better. Confidence is better. Everything about it is completely better. Yeah.
I concur.
Second question comes from Peevis the Poltergeist. Peevis the Poltergeist. He says, bouncing off that, how would you quality of life be better for a recovered addict versus someone who was never addicted? This question right here. That's a good question. And the reason I like that question is once I realized what the 12 steps were and what recovery was all about, I'm like, man, the whole world needs this.
Yeah.
Everybody needs this awakening to what's really important in life. Can somebody that's never been addicted still have this happy, fulfilling life? Absolutely. They can figure out what's fun or not. And it's all a value system, right? A lot of people value money. And so they go and get these jobs that are really high responsibility jobs that they have to devote their life to so that they can drive these Beamers and Lamborghinis. You know what I mean? To where if money's not the happiness, take a pay cut for $50,000 a year and drive a 2004 Accord or Escort, whatever, and have a happier life, you know, and they figure that stuff out there in the normal world of non-addicts. But a recovery person has been to a depth of darkness that the light seems a lot brighter on top. So I think there's a little bit of once the person has completely found recovery and is completely bought in and there's no looking back, there's only forward of living this happy life and sharing it with the others, right? The light on top of a hill, the salt of the earth kind of stuff that maybe somebody that's never addicted may not understand. Yeah. Josh Beam in the house.
Yeah.
Says, hey fam, just checking in real quick before I put the kids to bed. Hope all went by. Yeah, I got married yesterday. Congratulations, brother. And he's got 2 years sober. That's awesome.
My bucket is full. Sober, my bucket was empty. When not sober, my heart was empty. I believe that I understand wholehearted living as a recovering addict alcoholic. I don't see that as often in people who haven't had a hardship.
True. That is so true. It's kind of that one of those things, man. You don't know what you have until you lose it.
I think a lot of people have hardships. I think more than people might think. Like, even because somebody hasn't become addicted to drugs or hasn't, went down that path doesn't mean that they haven't had hardships. It just means that they dealt with it differently. Like, maybe I didn't turn to drugs because of what I was feeling, but I did turn to food sometimes or other things, or I'd turn to God or whatever, but doesn't mean I didn't have a hard time. Just means I handled it differently. We all have hard times. What we do with it is the difference. But we can all have a good quality of life. Just got to be able to handle it in a productive, positive way.
Amen to that. That's right, Josh. And I still want to have you come back on the show and give us an update too. We'll have to figure that out. Congratulations on the marriage and congratulations on what's right around the corner. You deserve it, bro.
Yeah, so
proud
cool.
of you. All right.
I don't miss the drunk puking.
The other comment and all that kind
neither.
of good stuff comes from Amy Electricity. She says, do you know when you're at rock bottom, or is this only possible with hindsight? I would say you can know. I knew when I was, and I think rock bottom is when you are done losing anything more. You decide, I cannot lose another thing in my life, another relationship, another physical ailment, another materialistic object, or happiness or emotion, right? You say, I decide I am not losing any more than where I'm at now is usually the bottom, right? And that's where I was when I was in my motorhome. I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and went to detox. So yeah, I believe you can. I think you know when rock bottom is. And then no one says, I can't imagine a rock bottom being further down than this. 6 feet under is a lot further than that, bud. And if you're still breathing, there's still chance, there's still hope. And if you're going through withdrawals, if you're going through hard times, get through it and take doctor's advice, do some medical stuff, detox, do whatever you got to do, get with psychiatrists and psychologists and
counselors,
and
anybody you need,
peer supports, dive into it and do whatever it takes to get sober. It's not easy. That first year is a battle, but year 2 starts getting better. And now that I'm working my way into year 3, man, the sky's the limit.
Shout out to my other big brother, Cool World Clocks, man.
Heck yeah.
Batman is better than Superman.
UK, Utah.
Get woke, go sober.
Batman is better than Superman.
Very cool. Jim says my rock bottom was when I knew I had enough.
Yeah.
That's basically it. That's what it boils down to. When you've had enough, that's rock bottom.
Yeah. That's true. All right. So Poltergeist says, as someone who struggles with pride and likes to fix things, what are some good strategies for letting go and coming to terms with outside help and how to accept it? People need people. Humans need humans, right? Oh, actually says terms with needing lots of outside help and how to accept it. Well, you've already done the first step, and that is understanding that you need outside help. The next one is to just swallow your pride and say, help me. And then when they give you advice, don't say, well, I've already, just listen and do. Listen and do, right? That's what I did. I had to, when I got to, if you ask any of the people that were in my IOP with me, they said, when you first got here, you were hard-headed and arrogant. And I was. I thought I was somebody special because of the accomplishments that I had on the base, right? I had a resume. I have awards. I'm a GS, blah, blah, blah. Look at me. You guys don't know. I needed them more than I ever imagined. Stick with them. Listen to the advice and do it. Swallow your pride. Everything you try at first is hard, no matter what it is. If you got to swallow your pride and walk into a situation and say help and then take that help, that's a first time situation. It's not going to be easy, but do it. The next time you do it, it'll be easier. The next time you do it, you'll see, oh man, this is actually doing something for me. And continue.
Egomaniacs with an inferiority. I can't read today. Inferiority complex. What us addicts are.
Yeah, exactly. Sober Bear, welcome
What's up,
back.
Sober Bear?
Haven't been here in a while. I don't say it's been a minute because that annoys my better judgment.
That's funny.
I'm glad you're back.
What's up, Anthony? Glad you're here too.
So, hit Dwayne Johnson in the butt. That can rock bottom.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
If you hit Dwayne Johnson in the butt, would it be like hitting rock bottom?
If you hit Dwayne Johnson in the butt, is that considered hitting rock bottom?
What's the consensus?
I wish I had never drank or did drugs. I would have had a much happier life until now. That's true, Amelia. I can see where I look back at my life and say, I wish I wouldn't have done this. I wish I wouldn't have done that. But the 9th step promises do come true in sobriety when we will not wish to close the door on it, right? Because our story helps somebody else. And then we start understanding that it is better to give than to receive. And what we've learned, the school of addiction, shout out to SOAR, what we have learned in our school of addiction that we put ourselves through that university is going to help somebody else later in life.
Yeah, Jeanette says, Amelia, we are all meant to follow a path looking behind. You won't change it. It's only forward from here on out. You got this, girl.
Heck yes.
Yeah. Josh says, I never would have swallowed my pride, but nowadays it's much easier to swallow my pride and I've noticed that when you just step back and swallow it, things go a lot smoother.
A lot smoother. Hit the nail on the head, Josh.
Yeah, everything in our journey leads to where we are. All happens for a reason. Usually to make us better people, more empathetic, able to help the next guy or gal. Hey, yeah. You learned the first half of your life. Now live the second half of your life.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
We're inviting him to go play laser tag.
Oh, you got to come play laser tag, bro. Kitty245 says, as a recovering addict, stress is a big problem for relapse. 100% agree. How do you deal with teenagers talking bad about children? Like they're doing like that they are druggies or rapists. You know, she says, I know that the kids aren't doing these things, but it's starting to cause a lot of llama drama that is causing me want to do things I don't want to do, that I can't deal with or handle the rough road. So I would have to ask, is this bullying? Are these kids being bullied? The question needs to be a little bit more clarified. But if I just take it from high view, screw what people say and screw what people think. When you put yourself out there, you start doing things out in the world, especially when you come from a past of like me, convicted felon, drug addict, pothead, no education. You're going to have your haters and they're going to hate. And you know what? You can't hear the hate any more than you hear the praise. If you hear, all you hear is praise, like, and you love the praise, give me praise, that's going to set yourself up for failure. You have to not hear both. If you get praised, cool. If you get hated on, whatever. But you do what makes you happy and don't worry about what other people say, and separate yourself from those type of social situations to where that would be involved. But I would need more context to be able to answer that question properly. But let's get on to Geesh. This is a good one. He says, how do you keep the recovery mindset alive? Right now, I am fully bored with my recovery, as I have been many times before. But as I have experienced many times now, that enthusiasm eventually seems to fade back into the background of my thought process, and I inevitably cycle back around to that one day of the effort mentality that always leads to the same outcome. I'm terrified that it's only a matter of time before I get a case of the efforts again. I'm on my last strike here, and another relapse will have dire consequences to my relationship and my wife and the family life that I have been working so hard to maintain. Dude, I get it. We have good days and we have bad days. If you're given every day your best, regardless of how good it feels, that's good. To always want that pink cloud excited feeling, that's a fantasy, right? We have our ups, we have our downs. You gather and use tools to work yourself through the down times, right? Those thoughts come into your head, you have to be able to battle them out. There's nothing you can do about a bird landing on your head, right? I read this morning in our devotional. There's nothing you can do about a bird landing on your head, but you can swat it off. You don't have to let it sit there and build a nest, right? That's the same thing with our thoughts. Learn to battle your thoughts. And then get out and start learning new things. I understand you live in a small town, but there's got to be something out there you can start doing that's out of the norm. If you're just like abstinent from the drugs and alcohol, but you're still just kind of muddling through the same old routines, try to figure out getting up a half hour earlier, reading books, getting up half an hour earlier, doing push-ups, or sleep a half an hour later. I don't know. Try new things until you start finding things that you like. Find new friends in sobriety, whether or even here in the Discord you have. But locally, get out and do things. Hiking, running, painting, pottery. Try stuff. Writing, poetry. I don't know. Go on a walk.
Do you know, did Geesh work the steps at all? Have you?
He still is.
You saw?
We need to start go ahead.
No, I was just curious if he has or not. I think they're super beneficial.
Yeah.
We have a couple people in our group working them, and just like listening to like how it digs into their life is pretty cool. But what part about recovery is boring? I'm curious.
So it's the relapse process that we're talking about, stinking thinking, and that takes us perfectly into our chapter, right? Understanding relapse. It used to be back in the day that if you use drugs or alcohol, you relapsed, right? But we're starting to understand that it happens way before that. It happens up here, right? While thinking of relapse as a return to alcohol or drug use, professional treatment provides, and members of AA have always recognized that it takes more than just not using alcohol or drugs to recover. Just because you stop using alcohol or drugs doesn't mean you're in recovery, right? Only the first step of AA mentions alcohol or drugs. The rest of the steps teach you how to live life on life's terms. Instead of focusing on not drinking or not using, the focus is on learning how to live effectively and comfortably without the addictive use. How can you live effectively?
Oh, gotcha.
How can you live comfortably without using? If you're on your last chance with your wife, maybe start trying to learn who she is. Say, who is this woman I married now that I'm sober? What is she like? What are her interests? What are her dislikes? And what can I do to help improve her life? How can I be a helper to her? How can I go out of my way to make her life easier and start focusing on her for a little bit? Try that.
I misunderstood Geish's thing. He's fully on board with his recovery right now. And
yeah.
doesn't want that to go away. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like what Brent said.
So the rest of this show is dedicated to Geesh. Right? You got to learn how to effectively and comfortably live without addictive use. And you already know your cycle. You already know you're up feeling good about it right now, but you inevitably know that the bad time is coming. What can you do today that's going to set you up for success in those lulls? We all have them. I don't care. You can look at the most amazing popular recovery person in the world right now. Guarantee they have dark lull times. I do. Felice does. The people around me do. The people I look up to do. It's going to happen. This too shall pass. If you're in a great mood, nothing can stop you. You're the most confident person in the world today. This too shall pass. And tomorrow you may be the deepest, darkest hole of depression. But what are you going to do to get yourself out of there? Just like the other day, I told you all, I set up my goals, right? I set up a goal to not pressure myself to have to read a book all the way cover to cover, which leads me to failure, because if I don't, then I just don't read it. So I get up in the morning, I read my devotional, I sit here and I pray, and it has changed my life. I feel I'm in a much better mood throughout the day, but guess what? It doesn't always work. The other day I got up kind of in a crappy mood. Maybe I didn't sleep good. I sit down, I go through my couple devotionals. I'm trying to get that feeling, right, of prayer and enthusiasm and good mood, good vibes only type feeling, which I like to try to kick my day off with that emotion, but it wasn't coming. I break out into like a little deeper study on a chapter that I saw that had, interest me. So I had a few books out and reading. Get up, still not feeling right. The dogs are kind of running around. I'm like, I better take these guys on a walk. So grab the dogs, go to the gas station. And my plan was to get a burrito and a drink and go sit at the park for a second and walk the dogs, let them run their energy out. So when I get home and get back to work, they're sleeping. Get to the gas station. I'm like third person in line. There's only 2 burritos left out of the burritos that I want. The guy behind me speaks up. The lady talks to him, invites him to the counter to get the last burrito. And I was furious. Oh my God, I was furious. I threw inside my head, I'm throwing a fit like a little 3-year-old, right? This is after I did my little goal, my little plan to wake up and set my intention and pray and get all spiritual. And I'm out here being the biggest baby at this gas station. I got my 2 drinks. I'm looking around. I set them on the counter and just storm out of there, get in the truck, and I go down to the Subway. I'm like, getting Subway. It's closed. Now I'm cussing out loud, right? I'm throwing a fit. I'm like, man, my mind is not improving in this situation at all. So I said, screw it. Today's canceled. All plans are canceled of what I was planning to do. I got my bike. I went up to this trail just right up the street and I rode 8 miles, and I didn't stop riding until I got to a spot I could sit and overlook. And by that time I had pumped enough blood through my system and gotten out of breath and it took from 6:30 in the morning till 11 o'clock until I got my mind right. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't give up. I kept battling. And for those of you who love baseball, it was the bottom of the 9th. I had 2 outs. Pitch count was 3-2, and I hit a home run. That's what I did. I was clutch in that position, in that situation, because I kept battling until I won my selfish desire to have to be first in line, to be the guy that got the burrito and, all that garbage. You have to battle in those situations. You got to go to war. You have to fight. When you start feeling yourself dark, when you start feeling yourself on it was called the black cloud. You go from the pink cloud to the black cloud. You got to start fighting. And that's that.
We got home at the same time on that day, I believe.
Yes, we did. I pulled in the driveway and saw Link riding his bike in. And I rode for another 2.5 hours actually after that. So it was like I did the 1 o'clock Zoom meeting here in the Discord, 1 o'clock meeting on the mountain, and it was a beautiful day. So if you have to cancel a day to win a battle, you do it, because this is our life we're talking about here, and not only our lives, but the people that we've committed to, our marriage and children, right, and work and responsibilities. And loved ones around us in our recovery community that we say we're accountable to and accountable for.
Very cool, Victor.
Sorry, they're sober bear. Discord question of the day. So DQoD. If you go to this channel right here, you'll see that this here is comments for the live stream inside the Discord. So if you go here, You put a question or a comment, we will address it on the live stream, which is called the Discord question of the day, and which is why this thing was invented.
Yeah.
There you go. Hopefully that answered your question. So, getting comfortable and learning how to live comfortably without the addictive use. This leads us to the concept that relapse has much to do with how an individual is functioning as it does whether the person is using alcohol or drugs or not, right? Alcohol, drugs are out. Now it's work time. Now it's focusing on how a person functions in life. Not using alcohol or drugs is a prerequisite for recovery, but recovery involves much more than simply not using. With this way of thinking, the process of relapse includes becoming dysfunctional in sobriety. Can you become dysfunctional and relapse in sobriety without using drugs or alcohol? Yes, you can. And that morning, you could consider that I had relapsed. I was completely self-centered. I was completely selfish. I should have said, hey, when that guy was asking about the burritos, hey, bro, get in front of me. You seem hungrier than me, with a good attitude, not sarcastic like I probably would have. But I was mad, and mentally I had relapsed. I was like, screw this guy, that burrito and that thing that's the last one because the other one was spoken for. That's mine. And I'm here first before him. And she didn't recognize that I was here before this guy. And now I'm mad at her. And that was a mental relapse. Why is this way of thinking the process of relapse? With this way of thinking, the process of relapse includes becoming dysfunctional in sobriety, and that's what I was at that moment. This dysfunction may involve physical, psychological, or social health. This does not mean that the addictive use is not relapse, because it is. It means that the process of relapse is occurring before the addictive use begins. So before you ever use drugs or alcohol after you've been abstinence, relapse started way before that. And Agish, the fact that you're aware of it is good, because that's what this whole show, Recovering Addict, is about, is relapse prevention. How do you prevent relapse? You recognize when your mind clicks and you start going down that road to relapse. And we're going to start talking here in a second about the stinking thinking and the dry drunk. All of that is not recovery. And that's why the other day when I saw my mind going like that, I canceled my day. It was a Thursday, and I said, nope. You're going to take care of this mindset before you do anything else. Because for me to do anything else with that mindset that I had, do you think anything positive would have came out of it? I probably got online, did my emails, and been critical of everything I read and saw. Felicia would text me, and I'd be like, what? She'd have got home. The kids would have got home, and I'd have been this big jerk probably the rest of the day if I didn't go and take care of the problem. And the problem was me and my mindset. And so I went to battle, right? Do you have anything?
No, that's all very good. Oh, here Jim says, it takes time to get comfortable after 10 years. I'm still looking for new ways to get more comfy and more content. Most of it's just arguing with Brad. Recognizing negative mindset is important. Getting out in front of it.
You got to get out in front of it. That's what
sure.
these swords over here are about now. Felice's sword she's had forever. We're warriors. Why do we have dog tags as recovering addict stuff? Because we're warriors. Yes. Thank you for your service, all military members who do go and fight. We're not trying to be, valor stillers here, but this is a mental battle with ourselves that leads to death. And we have to either deny self and put self to death, meaning you have to deny that old nature and that negative mindset. You have to kill that guy. My Ted, if you watch my videos, I have a Leonard, a Ted, and me, and I'm stuck in the middle, right? I got to kill Ted daily before he kills me. Maybe we should make a video about that, a battle, like a straight battle.
Oh, yeah, you've been wanting to do a fight scene.
Yeah.
That'd be a good fight scene.
How would I fight myself?
We'll figure it out. Figure it out. Movie magic.
Addictive use.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Jim set his daughter a RA tag in rehab.
Oh, beautiful.
That's so cool.
So when the addictive use starts, remember this, take a screenshot of that, memorize it, do whatever you got to do. When addictive use starts, it is a result of the relapse process that is already occurring.
I'm not even typing on anything.
You probably hit the space bar.
Terrence Gorski. Terrence Gorski.
What's the
Someone was
question?
asking what the book's called. Staying Sober by Terrence Gorski.
Okay, you can take that off whenever you want.
Yeah, Jeanette, you're a double warrior. Get it, girl.
Addictive use is a way to medicate the pain of the dysfunction. So, Geesh, you get into that cycle, you get into that dysfunctional mindset, and what do? You use to medicate that pain. The dysfunction begins as a mental process that AA calls the stinking thinking that leads to a change in behavior. So you allow this stinking thinking to take over. That stinking thinking leads to behavior change. And AA calls that behavior change the setup, right? And it finally leads to dysfunctional behavior in sobriety. In AA, that's called the dry drunk. The dry drunk may lead to addictive use or some other form of serious dysfunction, such as emotional disturbance, physical collapse, or stress-related illness. A lot of people, some will not go back to the use of drugs, but worse. Many recovering alcoholics have remained drug-free but have committed suicide. You got to take care of the stinking thinking, the dry drunk, the setup, right, for failure. Or have collapsed physically or emotionally, too stressed out, right? Panic attacks. That is not recovery. The concept of the relapse process as drinking or drug use only prevents treatment of sobriety-based symptoms. So what this book is trying to really get through our head is that just because you use or drink, that it is called relapse. No, relapse is biopsychosocial stuff, right? The mindset, the stinking thinking that leads to a behavior change. And that behavior change can either lead to complete dysfunction in life or using drugs or alcohol. And you got to learn completely, constantly be educating yourself and then practice what you learned. If somebody says, go try something new, go try something new. If somebody says, read a book and whatever inside that book tells you to do, try it. Journal, write stuff down. If there's emotions that still bring intense feeling, if there's thoughts and memories that still bring intense emotions and feelings to you, Jordan Peterson says, write about it.
Angela said not to use those real swords in the sword fight. And he said I could be Xena warrior princess. I was like, I need the round circle throwy thingy.
Man, my shoulder hurts.
Good night, Jim. 6
All right,
a.m.
Linky.
comes quick. Know your worth and never accept less. I like that. Know your worth and never accept less.
Fellas, just showed up for joining this channel. This is Staying Sober. No, this is actually Recovering Addict reading Staying Sober. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video out, help support us and get the word out there. We are here to help people, support people through all the means that we have locally and online. And that's what we do here, relapse prevention and support and love and growing and learning and connecting and battling and winning wars. We win wars. Ready?
I'm ready.
God,
God.
grant me the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
I always say I and then we.
I do
just
too.
mix them together.
I do too.
Love y'all.
Thank you all for being here. Until next Sunday, make sure to go out and learn something and do something new. That's the challenge for this week. To do something you haven't done before in a sobriety-based mindset, in recovery mindset, whether it be journaling, painting, I don't know, paint your nails, give your daughter a manicure, whatever, something positive in sobriety that you haven't done before. Get your feet wet, get out there and learn. That's the challenge this week. So I'll post that in the Discord a couple times this week as well. Every day at 1:00 p.m. in the Discord, we meet and we talk about recovery, get stuff off our chest, or just get to know each other. So until I see you all next week or in the Discord or at the 1:00 meeting, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.